What's up, YouTube fam? This is your girl, Mrs. Tony Two Times, and we back with another video. Let's hear from tonight's sponsor, and then we'll jump right into it. This video is brought to you by Cool Green Clothing. Cool Green Clothing is a Baltimore-based clothing line that started back in 2018 and has been growing strong ever since. Make sure you follow Cool Green Clothing on Facebook and IG at Cool Green Clothing, and check out their website, coolgreenclothing.com, where you can find the latest cool green fashions and hats, women's apparel, and the latest men's collection. Remember, if you ain't coolin' and getting the green, you're in the way.
Yeah, shout out my nigga Cool Green on the fit though. Got me drippy, you heard?
Oh man, check out my man, yo, you feel me? Yo, be getting me right, you feel me? Big clothing for real, you feel me? Come with everything for real, I'm grabbing everything for my man, yo, you feel me? Shout out to my man, yo, you feel me? Support, you heard? Yes, sir.
Cool Green right here, Sadie. Cool Green, you already know downtown Baltimore, that's where we at. You already know representing New York, Harlem shit right here, uptown. But we downtown right now. You see that? My man, yo, come and get my man Cool Green. Rock it, you see it. I'm gonna make it look good for niggas to get. Daddy, sales is going up today because of the Cool Greens.
And I'm telling you, follow Cool Green Clothing. It's so important for us to support our entrepreneurs. There's so much talent in Baltimore. And as a creative entrepreneur myself, I know how hard it is. And I love to see just people going out there and going for their dreams. So let's get it. Bless up.
What's up, YouTube fam? This your girl, Mrs. Tony Two Times, and we back with another video. Today we are going to talk about the legendary Miss Tony, so let's get right into it. Miss Tony, real name Anthony M. Boston, aka Big Tony, was a pioneer of Baltimore club music, whose unapologetic portrayal of the drag queen Miss Tony became a fixture in Baltimore nightclubs for more than a decade. He was born on May 6, 1966 in Baltimore and was raised in the Sandtown, Winchester neighborhood, the same place the late Freddie Gray grew up. He is a 1985 graduate of the Harbor Learning Center. As a kid, he was singing and dancing all the time. He even took dancing lessons, revealed his brother Jermaine. In the mid-1980s, he acknowledged being gay and began dressing as Miss Tony. Miss Tony was 6 foot, 300 plus pounds, an icon who would frequently vogue through the dance floors, dressed in drag, snatching the mic at the club to complement the DJ skills, threatening to take people's men home and shout out different neighborhoods for a fee. His presence was equally about music as it was identity. From the late 1980s to the mid-1990s, Miss Tony was a dynamic presence in Baltimore's clubs, Hammerjacks, Odell's, Club Fantasy, and The Paradox, to name a few. He kept the party moving with shout-outs and joshing routines. If he spotted a bad weave, he would shout, "Ooh wee, that ain't fair, give that horsey back his hair," in a thick Baltimore accent. Miss Tony worked as a security guard for the City Housing Authority while he was a master of ceremonies for parties. Around this time is when he met Frank Ski, who was a DJ and radio personality at the station known as 92Q. Frank Ski heard him sing at the Shake and Bake Family Fun Center on Pennsylvania Avenue. According to Tony's brother Jermaine, Frank Ski listened to her do a few songs, and then he hired her. Miss Tony often sang live over radio broadcasts on Baltimore's radio station 92Q. Miss Tony thrived in the clubs, but you can hear him do his thing on a few infamous early Baltimore club tracks made between 1992 and 1995, like What's Up, and Pull Your Guns Out. Miss Tony has worked with other Baltimore club music pioneers like Diamond K and Scotty B, who pointed out in the 2014 documentary, Baltimore Where You At, that in the late 80s and 90s, if you didn't have Tony talking smack and shouting out neighborhoods on the mic at your party, you hadn't arrived. His cosign meant that your party was one that needed to be attended. From 1994 to 1999, he was hired as an entertainment news reporter for WERQ, and he later became half of the station's morning team, first with Randy Dennis and later alongside Frank Ski on the Frank Ski Morning Show. By night, she was a glitzy after-hours nightclub diva. By day, a raspy-voiced early morning disc jockey for Baltimore's most listened-to radio station. He arrived in drag every day, at least until he stopped wearing drag in 1998 after becoming a born-again Christian, and changed his name to Big Tony. He was eventually fired from the morning show, but he continued working part-time at the station as the host of the late-night show Off the Hook Radio. For those 5 years, the whole city was hearing and experiencing this larger-than-life personality from the West Side on their way to work in the morning. Just Tony from around the way is how he was known to many around West Baltimore. His songs like Pull Your Guns Out, How You Want to Carry It, and Living in the Alley turned what started as house records into proper tracks, where Tony would talk about everything from being a social outcast to the struggle of everyday life to just wanting to party. Without Tony, there would have been no blueprint for some of Baltimore club music's most iconic songs like Black Stars, Rider Girl, or Rod Lee's Dance My Pain Away, which was featured in The Wire in 2001. Big Tony's audacity to fully be himself in spaces where he may not have been fully accepted has made him a hero to many. At the same time, when Baltimore locals discuss his music, Tony's sexuality is never the primary focus. He was never pigeonholed or marginalized for his lifestyle. If anything, Miss Tony was a connector that the city needed to construct a boot nightlife scene that drew attention from cities along the East Coast. His colorful personality and ability to control a party's tempo has immortalized Tony as a musical superstar. But make no mistake, says Tony Boston, Miss Tony was a man, and there was never any plan to change that fact, according to an article on him in The Sun in 1999. Despite all the celebrity that Miss Tony had brought him, Tony Boston chose to shed the persona that gripped his life for 12 years. In 1998, he walked into Victory Center, a non-denominational Northeast Baltimore church. He was carrying several bags of shoes and dresses that he had worn as Miss Tony and had come to renounce the character before the church congregation. The fast life eventually caught up with him, he told The Sun. In 1999, he suffered kidney failure, which required him to have dialysis treatments 3 times a week. Big Tony, who abandoned the road of Miss Tony late in his life, worked in the church's outreach ministry to help the needy. He released the CD Master of Ceremonies on High Roller Records, which contains all of his hits, in January 2003, right before his untimely death on April 11, 2003. He died of kidney failure due to his lengthy illness. The last 5 years of his life, according to his brother Jermaine, can't compare to the previous 31 years he spent on this earth. He said that they were the most peaceful and rewarding of his life. He lived as a man for the remainder of his days, his brother said. Miss Tony, later known as Big Tony, continues to be an inspiration to many up-and-coming artists from Baltimore and the East Coast. Today, people in Baltimore's creative community still celebrate his self-acceptance, whether that was in the club, through song, or simply walking around West Baltimore. Rest in peace, Big Tony, aka Miss Tony. Thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate you. Make sure if you haven't subscribed already, you hit that subscribe button and tap that notification bell. Shout out down in the comments down below. Tell us what you think. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. It helps with the channel. We appreciate you guys once again. This your girl, Mrs. Tony 2 Times, and I'm out.